ألا إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له هاديا مرشدا وأصلي وأسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا وإمامنا وأسوتنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأهل بيته والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وإن خير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. ألا وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, a long time ago, a nation, a very old nation, decided to build a wall around the whole country. And the reason for that, they want to make sure that the country would be safe, because there was many tribes, outsiders, that always tried to invade this country. So they put a lot of effort, time and money, and they were able to build a wall around the whole country. Probably all of us who may know that, the Great Wall of China. Something that everybody knows about, and probably we read about in the history. So the Chinese people were able to build this huge, strong wall around the whole China in order to provide safety and security for their own people. But subhanAllah, it didn't work in that way. China was attacked many times and invaded also by many outsiders. And the reason was, it's not because the wall was not strong enough. It's not because the wall was not high enough. It's not because they were able to make holes and go through. It's not. But it was for a very simple reason. They were able to bribe the guards, and they opened the doors for them, and they were attacked. It looks like they forgot something so important. They remembered to build the walls, but they forgot to build the human being. They forgot to build that human being who would be actually taking care of the walls itself. This example, it may apply for a lot of us in our societies. We spend a lot of time, money, energy in order to build walls. A lot of us may spend all their life for one simple reason, because he wants to build a beautiful house. And you may be able to do it. But in the end of the day, he may realize that he forgot a lot of things. He was too busy, as we say, I'm working 24/7 for my children, for my wife, for my family. But then there's a big problem, that he will realize that there's no connection between him and his children. They are just like outsiders. Or between him and his wife, and brothers and sisters. We all know this, subhanAllah. A lot of people go through this. They realize that at a certain time or a certain age, it is very difficult to communicate with your teenager son or daughter. And the reason? You are very busy. You will give all the excuses. I have the excuses, I was busy. But subhanAllah, is that an excuse? Is that an excuse? Definitely it's not. You spend time, energy, money, and in the end of the day, you may start regretting that I spent so much time, so much energy, and I did not pay attention to something which is the real basic thing. I did not. I was not able to connect myself with my children, with my brothers, with my sisters, with my friends. Probably majority of us coming from different countries, And you may realize that probably our fathers and grandfathers were able to raise a family of probably 10 members or more or less in one small house. 10 children, brothers and sisters. And they were able to build love among them. And they used to care for each one of them. And probably we use the same clothes, me and my brother, the same shoes, sisters and sisters, but still there's something called family, or the aspects of family. In a lot of places, you will find a house, a huge, beautiful building, nice walls, very expensive furniture, but there's no family there. There is a mother and father and daughter and sister, where actually each one of them is completely disconnected from the other one. And that will create all the problems. A lot of people, you know what? They would rather stay outside, hanging with their own friends, because when they go home, they don't find what they are looking for. And we blame the other, always. We don't look at ourselves, and we don't say, I am the one. I did it. I was wrong. We don't accept it. We always give excuses to ourselves and say, I did everything. And the other person is not the person I was looking for. Going back again. A lot of places, I said, you will find a house, but there's no family. And a lot of places, there's family, and they don't care about the walls. I will just remind you, my brothers and my sisters, about what's happening to our brothers in Syria, for example. How many families they are living outside? They probably own the tent, but there is something called family. Son and daughter and wife and mother and probably aunties and uncles, but there is the feeling of family. They love each other, care for each other. They may die for each other. And in many places you find a huge big place, and each one has all what they want, but you know what? The very big thing that all of us now are suffering, everyone has his own gadget. We're home, and the wife is in her laptop, and the father is on iPhone, and the child in his own iPad, and whatever you call it. They're all probably in the same room, but they don't talk to each other. You say, yes, it's happening. Yeah, it is happening. So where's the connection there? There's no family. There are walls, there are money, there's everything. Walls is not only this. We build so many walls with each other. Even the way how we talk to each other, we build walls. We come in over here, alhamdulillah, when you look at the faces, coming from different ethnicities. You'll find Arabs and Asians and whatever you name it, subhanAllah. Europeans and so on. And they all gather in the same place. And all of them, we say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Aren't we? But once we start talking, we realize the differences that we do have. And once we start talking a little bit more, we start being a little bit very sensitive. Very sensitive. And once we start talking about our own way of practicing our own religion, we realize that we have a lot of differences. This person is saying, you know what, I am a Hanafi, I am a Shafi, I am a Maliki, I am a Hanbali, I am a Salafi. And each one of them will say, you know what, I have the truth, and the other people are completely wrong. Let me go back again. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he lived for 13 years in Mecca. All of us know that. 13 years after the prophethood, definitely. So he became a prophet when he was 4 years old. He stayed 13 years in Mecca building the Muslim, not building the walls. He was building the Muslim in a very small house, as we know probably, Dar al-Arqam ibn Abi al-Arqam. The Sahaba used to gather over there and used to build Allah, La ilaha illahu. There's only one God. There is akhirah, there is ba'th. There will be resurrection, there will be hisab, there will be iqab, there will be reward, there will be punishment. And this Sahaba, they built this brotherhood. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. So he did not actually build a masjid in Mecca. You realize that? There was no masjid, no concept of masjid in Mecca. Although they lived for 13 years, and don't tell me they were not able to do it or didn't have the money to do it. No, it's not. Because the number one is to build this brotherhood among all of them. That they belong to the same what? To the same nation. It doesn't matter that this is Salman al-Farisi, and this is Suhaib al-Rumi, and this is Bilal al-Habashi, and this... No, that was not a nation at all. All of them belong each other, care for each other. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam built or started building the masjid only after he migrated to Medina. Although the masjid is so important. Nobody can say the masjid is not important. Yeah, but for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the most important thing was what? Is to build the Muslim before building the walls. That reminds me about some of the great Khulafa. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, a Khalifa among the Umayyads. And by the way, this person is a hujjah against anyone who will say it's impossible to make a change. In just like 2 years and a couple of months, he changed completely the Muslim nation. From a nation which is, subhanAllah, the rulers were so unfair and just, to a nation built on what? On justice and fairness and mercy also. Going back about the topic of walls. You know what? When he became the Khalifa, they sent him and they told him, indeed you need to make or to build or to buy or to, subhanAllah, as we know, the Kaaba has the kiswa, the cloth. So every year they used to change it. And it's a big honor for someone who will do that. I'm going to be a part of doing that. So they sent him and they said, you need to change the cloth of the Kaaba. You need to change the kiswa of Kaaba. Guess what he said on the very first year? They said, you know what? I would rather to do something else. Or as he said, number one for me, al-akbad al-ja'i'ah. The empty stomach is the priority for me. And he did not do the kiswa of Kaaba on that year. He said, the money that I may be spending on there, I would rather use it for what? For the poor and needy people. He understood where is the spirit of the Islam. What is actually the goal of the Islam is to bring love, passion, mercy among each other, not the walls. Even the Kaaba, itself. That was Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Actually, his governor on Hims city, which is, subhanAllah, Allah, it's in Syria. Allah bring them freedom, bring them mercy, bring them tranquility, and tuma'nina and security. City of Hims, subhanAllah, which was opened by Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anhu arda. The governor, he said, you know what? We need to build walls so we could secure the city. He said to him, secure the city with adl and justice and with mercy. That's how you would do the safety and security for your own city. SubhanAllah. That's Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Going back again to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When he was building the human being, he was teaching a lot of lessons. One of them, it was just clarify those differences that we do have. And we become actually, you know what? Enemies when it comes even to a little small differences between us. Even brothers among themselves. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he told the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, even the art of having a argument or having differences. SubhanAllah. When the Muslims, they won in the Battle of Badr. And then they have prisoners. And Rasulullah sallallahu he is establishing the mabda of shura. Democracy if you want. Shouldn't name it that. So he called them and he said, what should we do with those prisoners? They had three opinions. One of them, the opinion of Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu arda. He said, you know what? These are our brothers and cousins. We could take them with us to Medina. And we could ask their people to pay some money for them, so we'll free them. And we'll use that money because we are in need. These are kafara. They were always trying to kill us. Finish them. Kill them. And each one has his own opinion. And each one has his own reason. And another one, Sahabi. His name is, I don't remember right now. But he said, you know what? Why don't you make a hole and push all of them and put fire on them? 3 different opinions. And each one of them has his own reason. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as all of us we know, Ar-Rahmatul Muhdat or Ni'matul Musdat, the gifted mercy to all of us, to all mankind, he said when he chose the opinion of Abu Bakr. But the other Sahaba did not criticize each other. And they did not say, you know what, you guys, you're really not a good Muslim that you want to take money instead of killing them. They went with the opinion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That was the very first time that the Sahaba are going to deal with some kind of what? Making a decision, although we may have differences. And they were okay. Another occasion, again, the Sahaba radiallahu anhum wa ardahum, they will be facing a situation where they have to take a decision. Something that we call the Ghazwa of Banu Qurayza. After the Ghazwa of Ahzab finished, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave victory to the Muslims without even fighting. He said, just win, which is destroy the allies, and they have to return. So Rasulullah, once he went home, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, before he started taking off his clothes, the angel, Jibreel alayhi salam, told him, if you are done, the angels are not done yet. You got to go right now, give a lesson to the people of Banu Qurayza, because they tried to betray the Muslims. And they put them in danger. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came out, and he said to the people, من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فلا يصلين اليوم العصر إلا في بني قريظة. Anyone who believes in Allah and the Day of Judgment, he's supposed to offer his Asr prayer in Banu Qurayza. Banu Qurayza, they live in the southern of Medina. So the people, they start rushing all the way to get there. In their way, subhanAllah, because it's a big, huge army, so in their way, Salatul Asr came, and they are just in the middle. So now it's another issue that we have to discuss. What should we do? Some of the Sahaba said, you know what? We have to pray right now. It's time for Asr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا. You have to respect the time. And Rasulullah, when he said that, it's just a kind of encouraging us not to delay, to do it right away. Some of them said, no, Rasulullah said that we should offer prayer in Banu Qurayza. And I'm not going to offer my prayer right now, even if I get there by Asr, by Isha. So they have differences. And they did not curse each other. They did not start, you know what, you're not a good Muslim. You are a kafir. You are. We know the names that we start labeling each other with. So what happened? As Aisha radiallahu anha narrated the hadith, فَصَلَّى بَعْضُهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا وَلَمْ يُصَلِّ الْآخَرُ إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا. So a group of them offered their prayer with iman and ihtisab, out of faith, and they believe in that when they do it, they will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other group did not pray, thinking also that this is what they're supposed to do, our faith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and expect a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That did not pray, because they are listening to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They got to Banu Qurayza, and did not fight, and have no problem, and they went to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, asking him the question. The amazing part, in all the books of hadith, and the books of the analyzing of the hadith, and the history also, does not say anything. As the hadith says, فَلَمْ يُعَنِّفْ أَحَدًا مِنْهُمَا. Rasulullah sallallahu did not criticize, did not blame any of these two groups. Rasulullah was teaching the people a lesson. There could be some differences among us, and we could accept each other with our own differences. You may be right, but probably 1% you are wrong. And the other person, he may be wrong, but 1% probably he may be right. But sometimes we don't see it in our life, even in the little small things. You want more? Moving to another example, which is a more practical example, to realize that it's not only the Sahaba, but even, subhanAllah, people that came after the Sahaba, التابعين, التابعين, wal-a'imma, these four Imams, Malik, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, wa Ahmed, radiallahu anhum ajma'in, these beautiful people, they have differences. Shafi'i was a student of Imam Malik, and Shafi'i is the teacher of Imam Ahmed. And Abu Hanifa is the teacher of Muhammad ibn al-Hasan. And Muhammad ibn al-Hasan is also to be a student of Imam Malik. And all of them said, you know what, my teacher doesn't know nothing. I know. Or I'll just give you an example. There's something, you know what, we call the, if a woman is pregnant and she starts bleeding, at that time, they were not doctors like now. So the question was, that blood that is coming from the women, Azakullah, is it a blood of illness or it's the blood of haid, of the period? So those that they said, it's the blood, it's the haid, they said, for women, it's haram for her to pray, it's haram for her to fast, isn't it? If a woman is in haid, the period, she cannot fast, she cannot pray, it's haram. Nothing else. And the people say no, that blood is a blood of illness. So what they will say, she has to clean herself, and it's a must on her. It's haram if she doesn't pray, it's haram if she doesn't fast. And this is, by the way, between teacher and students. Imam Malik and his students. Or Sa'id al-Musayyib, one from Kibar Tabi'in, and his own students. So the teacher says something and the Imam says something else. So imagine if this woman, she went to the teacher and he will tell, it's haram to pray, it's haram not to fast. And she go to the other person, you know what, it's haram not to pray. She will be confused. What am I going to do? And this is something about one of the a'mid of the deen, one of the pillars of the deen. Teachers did not kick out. His students say, no, you don't know nothing. You are making a bid'ah, you are making something haram. They love each other and they respect each other. Not only that, they used to appreciate each other in a way that you cannot even imagine. Some of the students, subhanAllah, or just Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he used to say about his teacher, Hamad ibn Sulaiman, and he used to differentiate him in a lot of things. He said, subhanAllah, I make dua for him before I make dua for my father and my mom. Although he differentiated him in a lot of things. Not only that, he said, my teacher, he lives away from me around like 4 to 5 blocks. And when I sit, I don't put my feet to the direction of his house out of respect to him. They have differences, definitely. But they have love and respect each other. And they knew that the message of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was what? إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ. Sometimes in a very small issue that we could just forget, we create a big mess. And this is not only between brother and sister, I'm talking about husband and wife. Sometimes a person in the end, subhanAllah, you know what, I never had a good day with that woman. Or she said, or the woman said, I never had a good day with that man. Although probably they've been married for 20 years, 25, and they have children. And the cases of divorce now, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Fast food. Although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we know what He said about that. Allah doesn't like it. And we don't think about it. We only think that I am right and the other person is wrong. Thinking about all those things, I would like to go back again to the same thing that I started with. We building walls with each other. When we talk, we have walls with each other that we cannot even listen to the other one. Most of the time when my friend or my brother, he is talking, I'm not listening to him. I'm just waiting for him to finish so I could talk. It happens to the majority of the people. Because you just want to make that argument. The ego inside of us is killing us. And do you know why? Do you know what? The very first sin that was committed on this earth was only because of that. What Iblis said. قَالَ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. When he was making the argument with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he told him, bow down to Adam, prostrate to Adam, he made the argument. I am better than him. أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِنْهِ. I am better than him. Shaitan said, he is created from fire. And Adam is created only from the clay. That's what we do. Always say, I. cannot survive with that. We cannot live with that. And remember, يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال حبة خردل من كبر. A person with a little small amount of kibr, of arrogance, cannot enter Jannah. May Allah forgive all of us. واستغفر الله لكم جميعا. الحمد لله وحده ولا يدوم إلا ملكه والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, talking about walls, but let me also bring something very close to you. If you want to destroy any community or any society, there are three things that we should be aware of. Number one, the role of the mother in the house. As a mother. Remember, you know who built the house? Although we are all men over here, it is the woman. Al-mar'atu salihah, a good wife. And once you lose that, you cannot have a family. Whatever you do, a woman that has also the concept and the understanding that she's what? A mother. And all of us, we know what is a mother. And if you don't know what is a mother, I will tell you, you didn't know nothing in your life. Yes. Remember, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to that man, Ummuka, thumma ummuka, thumma ummuka, thumma abuka. Your mom, your mom, your mom, and say your father. Remember that. When there is a mother in the house, and she understands her role as a mother, everyone will go back to her. In the time when the father is angry, when the children are upset, when everything is messed up, she is the one to provide the tranquility, the peace. And she is the one that will provide that secret things, the secret formula that is needed for the house to survive and continue. So once the ladies start thinking about something else, you know what? I want to be equal to men. I want to be better than a man. We're not talking about here. We're not talking about that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put the woman in such high steps. وَالْوَالِدَاتُ يُرْضِعْنَ أَوْلَادَهُنَّ حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ لِمَنْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يُتِمَّ الرَّضَاعَةَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about the woman. He said about this woman, they breastfeed their children, and they want to complete this rada'ah, subhanallah. And this is actually, that milk that goes to the stomach of the child, it has a lot of things. Very quick, we'll move to another one. Number one, I said, a mother in the house. Number two, education. In a nation that there is no concept of education, they will be always corrupted, and they will always be in the lowest level. You know Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when I was talking about that battle of Badr, and those prisoners were captured, Rasulullah gave them an offer. Say, any of those people who will teach 10 of the children of the Muslims how to read and write is free. They need money, but he didn't care about the money. He cared about the education. And sometimes when education is not a priority for us, the nation will be completely corrupted and will be destroyed. And that's what happened to the Muslim nation. If you read about it, how education was at the top priority for them, they were actually going so high and they were able to dominate the whole world. Or let's say it in this way, they were able that everybody sees the Muslims as an example for them. And after everything changed, the last one that I need to mention, it's about the role model. It's so important. Are you a role model for your children? If not, don't blame them then. Our children, we know now that their role models are who? A basketball player, a baseball player, a certain actor. They see in them that that's what I want to be. They don't see their parents as a role model. It's not because of the money. No, it's not. Because they see them more than they see you. Because they give them something that they don't find in you. Because they think that they are cool. They think that they are something. And you are always absent. I remember one little thing that I have to mention to you. And I said to all of us, yes, we do have to work. We do have to work very hard. And we do have to take care of our families. But remember, sometimes when we're missing something very simple. I remember one little child one time, he never get the chance to see or to talk to his father. And I'm telling you about a true story. One time his father was about to leave. He said, Father, why don't you stay with us? I have to go to work. And the little son said to his father, Father, how much you make per day? The father was very surprised. Why are you saying me this question? Please just tell me, how much you make per day? So he told him this amount of money. Let's say $200, $300. He said, Father, I've been saving money for the last few months. Here's this $300 and stay with us today. Because he never get the chance to talk to his father. You may not probably think about it, that I am always there, available. Do you play with your children? Or it's still difficult for you because when you come back from work, you are completely tired and exhausted? Do you realize that they have fun with the other kids, with the neighbors, with their classmates, but they don't have fun with you? So when they grow up, remember, don't say why my kids are right now are completely abandoning me or they're not talking to me. It's because of you and me, my brothers. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to the right path and make it easy for all of us. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وحي لا يموت يده الخير وإليه المصير وعلى كل شيء قدير ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم اهدنا واهدنا يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اغفر لموتانا وموتى جميع المسلمين واشف مرضانا ومرضى جميع المسلمين قوموا بصلاتكم يرحمكم الله وأقيموا الصلاة